You might have come across SMART objectives, and I believe John will have probably covered them. And this is where John and I will disagree. Achievable, realistic, screw. Absolutely screw. I just don't believe in things that are achievable and realistic. What I think is achievable is perhaps not the same as what you might think is achievable. Realistic? Forget it. You know, was it realistic for Muhammad Ali to say, you know, in the situation he was brought up in, to be saying, I am the greatest? Even before he started, he just repeated every time, I am the greatest. Now if you look, and I gave you that on paper, and said we've got a child here, this is the demographics, this is the background, and this person is going to be an icon across the world. No. It's a quantum leap. We don't sort of say that. So realistic for me limits us. Achievable, you know, you can achieve many, many things that you didn't think possible. But I think when we start to bring that in, what we do is we bring these negative filters in. And I'd say just write something out that's measurable, write it very specifically. More importantly, give yourself a time frame. Something by which you want to achieve it by. It's difficult. It's a process that, you know, I wouldn't say I've got down 100%. I rewrite my goals, I go and visit them and I look at things. Key one for me, start with the end in mind. Lots of people don't do that. What they say is, well, you know, if I know the end point, never give me that. Never give me that. So I'll start here and I'll start building up and I'll start building up. You know, and you lose track along the way. Just for me, start at the beginning. I like running. And sometimes I remember saying to someone, I was working with a marathon runner, he said, you know, the real killer for me is like the last 3/4 of the mile. So I said, well, run it first. What do you mean? He said, well, run it first. In your head, run the last 3/4, you know, which is the best bit of the race? Oh, it's the start. Sort of first mile and get in a rhythm. All right, run that last then. Yeah, didn't think of that. They won the first Vietnamese marathon down the Ho Chi Minh Trail. It's a perceptual shift. You know, I'm sure we've all had it. Oh, I can't go any longer. Oh, nice girl. Again, these things come very, very quickly though, and we can pump ourselves up and just change it. So start with the end in mind. If you're clear about what you want, everything that you do then becomes congruent with where you want to be. And so, you know, even if people disagree, if you're clear about where you're going with it, it's much easier to get there. And these things happen very quickly. Love this one. Stephen Covey again. He's the guy that wrote the 7 Habits stuff. Big thick book. Look, this is it. The essence of the book. I can envisage something different from what it is and choose to focus my efforts to create it. So one of the things we could do is we could go back to the problems that you wrote down, and we could say, and I love the fact that somebody said, I don't really have problems, I see them more as opportunities. You know, could we take this and say, look at the problem, and say, well, I can envisage something different. What is it? And then what are the actions I can start to take to move it forward? It's just a simple way of doing it. And you know, it's very deliberate to get you to sort of construct a problem, because we can all think of problems or barriers to doing it. So that's just moving us forward. Value.